as you can see, it's a pretty dull and gloomy day here today. Now, I'm sure many of us have all been somewhere exciting, somewhere they've always wanted to visit, and the weather's closed in and everything looks really dull, and it's a massive disappointment because you want to go out and shoot a few pictures. Well, I'm here in Reykjavik. I've got a couple of days between the next workshop, and as you can see, it's incredibly dull, it's incredibly lifeless. Now, with a bit of thought, we can usually find pictures anywhere. It's a case of looking to see what happens. So this is the street in where the apartment I'm staying in is, and as you can see, it looks gloomy as hell. So I thought, why don't we take a little walk up this street and see if we can find a couple of images just to brighten the day up. We're not somewhere special, we're not somewhere exciting, so if we can find a couple of cool pictures here, we should be able to find some anywhere. I think there's a shot to be had here. Now, instead of trying to include the whole house in the picture because everything surrounding it is really, really dull, we've actually got some nice colours. I like the red and white and the black and white on the ground in front. So what I'm kind of thinking is, how about a very flat, square-on image? Don't try and shoot the whole house because you don't need the whole house and the surroundings are dull. So let's isolate something within it that looks a bit more interesting. What focal length do I need? Let's sort out the composition, and also use your first block of photography, your brilliant brain. Think, you know, that's what I was doing just now, talking about what's going on around it. How are we going to do this? Well, let's see if we can find the composition, because I quite like the red and white of the front of the building. I like the door. I like this little balcony just here. And then maybe a bit of snow down below. So framing it up and just tweaking my zoom in and out, it needs to be a very up and down straight shot. I like the white line across the top. So I think I found my composition, and in this case I'm going to need about 60mm on a full frame sensor. What about depth of field? Well, we don't really need any, do we? It's a very flat picture, so it doesn't really matter too much which aperture you use, so long as your shutter speed is fast enough to be able to freeze the image. Make sure you don't get camera shakes. It's a dull day. It's also a bit windy. So now, line up my shot. Now, it's very important to be careful to get everything nicely aligned, because if the verticals are skewing around, it's going to look pretty rubbish. Here we go. Bend the knees. Just find the place where it works. That's about there. Now, I've got a 200th of a second at f8. f8 is a perfect aperture, so making sure everything's straight. There we go. We got quite a nice little composition. You can see there's just little hints of snow on the ground in front. And also, of course, when we take it into Lightroom, when we do a little bit of post-production, we can make that red just a tiny bit more vibrant. Let's go and see if we can find another one. Here's a colourful little corner. Look at all these colours. I love this graffiti going on here, and the steps and everything that's happening going on through there in the little alleyway. I think it looks really pretty cool, and it can make a great picture because we're not including what's going on out in the environment. So where are we going to shoot it? How are we going to shoot it? The way I'm seeing it is, I don't know if you can see, some little yellow drums. If I go this side, just down in there, and I just kind of like that bit of clutter. It's a little bit of life, you know. It's a little bit of life, and it's very colourful. Colourful works really, really well on a dull day. So how are we going to shoot this? I'm seeing it wide angle, 24mm, so we can include the red and the green and these sort of steps here, as well as a little bit of the graffiti and what's going on down the alley, you know, the drums and the rubbish and stuff like that. So where do we need to be to shoot the picture? Well, move yourself around, don't be afraid to experiment. Let's have a look. I reckon it's going to be somewhere around here. Next, depth of field. We're going to be shooting all the way down into the alley, so I want to make my aperture fairly small. Use your first building block of photography, this thing up here. So I'm going to go with about f11. So what shutter speed will that give me? Let's have a look. You've got to do this with the shot composed, remember. Right, now that's telling me I'm going to be way down around about a 20th of a second. Bit too slow, isn't it, to hand hold 24mm lens. So where do we go? Use this ISO. Let's push the ISO up. So let's take that up to around 800, see what kind of a shutter speed I get. I think I'll be somewhere around a 50th. I'm on a 20th still. Let's try a depth of field preview. I still need to go higher. Let's take it to 1000. I'm pretty good at holding the camera still. Let's have a look. No, yeah, 1000 ISO. I forgot to change my shutter speed. I was too busy worrying that the guy was going to move his car just now, because you can't see it, it's right next to the tripod. That's going to give me a 50th of a second at 1000 ISO, so that's going to work perfectly. Let's get the shot composed. Right, I'm going to have to do a looking weird in the street thing, but you know me. So I need to bend my knees because I don't want this to converge. I want to keep this nice and straight in the picture. So let's have a look. Where do we need to be? And I want to include a bit of this graffiti going on just here as well. So find the place, bend my knees. I don't want to cut off the bottom of these steps down there. So let's line it up. Down, down, down. It's about here. Focus. I'm going to focus, oh, I don't know, somewhere in here. Just back a little bit, because F11 is going to pull my block of sharpness this way. So everything should be sharp. We can always check it in the viewfinder. Are you all right for a moment, mate? To back that way? Cool. Thank you. That's all right. I was just filming something. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. Tack. So we're going to shoot it from down here. Focus just in on those steps. Nice man's okay to reverse his truck out so I don't have to move the camera, the video camera. Let's get that straight and lined up. I don't really want to lose the top of the door. So back a bit against the car. Oh, it's tight. But I think I can just about do it from there. And there we go. I have just clipped the top of the door a little bit. But we've got quite a nice shot. So let's have a look at our histogram. What's that got to tell me? I'm just a tad overexposed, which is a surprise. The light is changing because the cloud thickness is varying all the time that I'm shooting. So let's just take it up an incy bit. Let's go to F13, bit more depth of field. Try the shot again. Let's come down here into the street. You know, don't worry about, don't be too self-conscious, it's okay, no one's going to worry you. And also it's about getting a feel for the culture. These Icelanders are very friendly people. There it is. That's better. That's quite a nice colourful little back alley sort of a shot. It's starting to rain and I'm hoping I can find just one more somewhere so I can show you what I'm thinking, how to find a few pictures on a dreadfully dull day. I wonder what's up the street. I've just spotted a yellow doorway here. Now you might think I'm completely bonkers on the corner of a street, quite busy, and by the way I'm filming myself so passers-by think I'm completely nuts. But the thing is, that little yellow doorway at the bottom of the building, it's bright, it's a colour, it's a prime colour, and it's going to stand out against the grey of the building. It's going to look really, really cool. So how are we going to do this? Because I don't want too much sky, but I like the shapes of the roof up there. And I'm thinking if I put that doorway smack in the middle of a composition, using this thing, pre-visualising, stick it right in the middle of a composition, it's going to work. We can pimp that yellow up a little bit in Lightroom in post-production, just to give it a bit more saturation. Now how are we going to shoot this? It's going to be a little bit tricky, just in the middle of a junction, as you can see. So the moment I pressed the record button, it got much busier than it was. Let's see what we can do. Right, first off, focal length. What am I going to need? Let me see. How am I going to do this? And I'm going to need to kind of step into the street. So I just got to hope I don't get run over. Let's just see, that car's going that way. Let's see what's going to happen. It's about here. So that's telling me the focal length I want is going to be about 50 millimeters. I may get rain spots because it's just starting to rain. They really are forecasting a hoolie of a storm. Depth of field. I don't need a huge amount, do I? Because it's a fairly flat image. So I'm going to go with something that will keep my shutter speed relatively fast. Let's go with about 6.3. What shutter speed will I need for that? The one that works. I don't know yet until I compose the picture. You have to do this with your shot composed. Right, glasses in the street. Let's see what we can do. That's not bad. Over here, focus, shutter speed, speed that up, and squeeze the shot before I get run over by a van. There we go. I think we got quite a nice little shot there. I like the yellow door in the middle. Yeah, I like that, with the windows either side and the little thing over the top, the little archway. So as you can see, even on a really flat, dull day, there are still some pictures to be had. You don't have to sit in the hotel room waiting around hoping the sun will come out. You can still get out there with your camera, use this thing, pre-visualize, think how to assemble some images, and also think on to, well, I kind of call the 8th block of photography, if you like, and that is how you're going to post-process the image to bring it to life. Right, I'm going back to my little guest house because it really is cold and there's a big storm coming. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to be notified each time we upload one of our cool photography videos, or for more great photo tips, workshops and training, come and see us at our website, photographycourses.biz.